Hello crafty friend, it's Justine. I hope you're doing so well. Today I'm going to show you some cards that I have made with the Stampin' Die of the month. Here's my little stack, you can get a little peek there. But I will show those to you at the end, and I'm going to make a card on camera right now for you. So here we go. I'm going to keep this one a little bit neutral. It's going to feature the stamp and coordinating die for August. Can you believe it's August? I am having a problem that is August, but I will hopefully just have to get over it. Anyway, I have my stamp all set up in my Misty. I will pop a picture on the screen right now of the whole stamp for you so you can see the whole thing and all the sentiments, because I'm just going to dive right in and we're going to get this all inked up. For my ink, I'm using this ink, Versifying Onyx Black. Just break my hand off here. Versifying ink. It is for heat embossing, which I plan on doing momentarily. But I'm going to just ink this all up and get it all ready to go. And then I'm going to die cut, because this stamp set you can get coordinating dies, which is a lovely option for those who would like it. And those who don't want it, you can just get the stamp. And it's a little bit cheaper. But if you're looking for saving money tips and Spellbinders clubs, I always recommend you go for the whole kit and caboodle, and that is a fabulous deal. Okay, so I'm just going to press it down like so. I'm going to use my stamp pressure tool and just give it some good even pressure. If you're not aware of the history behind this pressure tool, my darling husband made it for me. But you can buy them online. They're just not going to be as special as that one. Anyway, I'm just going to peel it off here and see the results. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that. It just has so much detail. Now, ooh, my sentiment did not turn out perfectly. Yikes. So I'm going to redo that. I'll set that off to the side for just a second here and grab a scrap and see placement. It should go right about there. I'm keeping the mistake in because, you guys, this is real crafting here and I'm not perfect. So there you have it. Okay. Setting that off to the side for just a second. I'm going to re-stamp this for you. Typically I would put my paper to begin with in the corner and then I could re-stamp easily, but because this stamp is so big, I just decided to not put it in the corner. And it turned out beautifully. So now I'm going to grab my clear embossing powder. I love using clear embossing powder and black ink. If you've watched some of my videos, you know this is my go-to little method for card making. I just kind of dunk it in there, tap, 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 go along with my day. And I probably should grab my little spoon for this. Where is my spoon? This is such a weird spoon. I don't even know where it came from. It was in my kitchen. I'm assuming it's for measuring, but there's no names or anything on it. So, you know, I just thought I'm never going to cook with this if I don't know the size of spoon. So it's going to be my crafting spoon. And so far I've used it quite a bit for heat embossing, like so. All right, I'm gonna just grab my heat gun, and I will probably have to mute the audio of that running because it is obnoxious, but I will leave the visual of it in there because I know some people like to see the visual of the powder melting. So here goes nothing. Looking at this, it looks like there was something on my stamp right here and here. I don't know what that was, but I don't really mind. We're just going to keep on trucking along and going for it. For this one, I like to use a little tweezer anytime I'm doing a small heat embossing moment because I don't want my fingers or nail to burn. And just like that, I have an embossed sentiment and image. Look how pretty that is. And this coordinating die comes with a die for all of the sentiments. So this For You has one, and so do the rest of the 4, which is fabulous. Now this die, you might wonder, why in the world did they cut it in half? Well, they did that so you have more options when you are crafting. So you could just die cut out this side and use this border piece as an edge, or you could die cut out this side and put that on a card. So it would be die cut out like this, and then you'd have paper going underneath that piece like that, minus this white area here. So that is the reason why it is cut in half. I remember when I first started card making, I thought, did it break? What's going on with this? Not the specific die, but other dies that are similar to this, but it's just to give you options. So go with it. I am going to use both sides because I want this whole image to rest right on top of this beautiful 3D embossed piece of paper. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Okay, I'm just going to line it up, grab some craft tape, and run it through my platinum. Here is the result of that. Oh, that is so pretty. I love this image. I think it is so striking and kind of bold. And you'll see what I did with that look on my other cards that I'm going to show you at the end. I really just kind of let the stamped image work and do the work for me and make some pretty cool cards. Okay, now on this one, I think that I am just going to position it so it comes off the edge on the bottom. I needed to see if I needed to cut it down at all though. I don't think I do. That's great. So let's get this green down. Then I'm going to do some quick Copic coloring on this. And one of the cards here that I am going to show you at the end, I didn't use Copic markers, but I used colored pencils, which was kind of fun to do. A little bit different blending techniques with colored pencils. I find that they're a little bit more forgiving than Copic markers with being able to be erased pretty easily, but I don't know. What do I know? So my little sentiment is going to go probably right about there. And now I just need to think about colors. I'm going to keep it kind of soft and neutral. I've been doing a lot of bold colors recently, especially with my Christmas cards. So I just kind of want to do something a little more demure and muted, if you will, which is really not my style. So this should be interesting. I think I'm going to use some of the E's. I'm going to use these ones, I think. Yeah, we're going to go for it. I might regret this color choice, but we're just going to try it out. This is E35, and I'm going to color all of the what would be green images, green parts of the image, and I'm just going to kind of give this a little bit of a vintage look. So sorry if you can hear the saw in the background. My husband has been just being a carpenter outside and just going to town making some nuts and bolts organizing for the garage, which I am all about because his garage is kind of like my craft room. And if he is able to make something that makes his space fabulous, I am happy for him. And I know that he helps me so much with my craft room, so it's about time that he did something for his own space. I'm just going to cover all of the flower areas with this first, and then I'm going to take some of the darker E's that I have sitting here and go over that area and just give it a little bit of dimension and color shading. I should mention that this ink that I just recommended you use is horrible for Copics if you do not heat emboss over it. It will move around and they just do not cooperate. So you could use Memento ink if you want to Copic color without heat embossing. I just have another one of those pads on order right now. I used to use that all the time, and for whatever reason I just got obsessed with black ink and clear embossing powder, so that's what I've been doing for, I don't know, the last year. And my Memento ink was open for a long time and it dried out. And I could have bought the re-inker, but it just looked kind of questionable as it was sitting there, so I just ordered a new one and we'll see how that looks on some later projects, but just thought I'd mention it. Okay, now I'm going to take sand and just add some flicks going up, and then I'll probably take another one and blend it. This is a super juicy Copic marker. I don't know if this was one of the newer ones that I picked up recently, but did you know that Hobby Lobby took out Copic markers? Are you kidding me? I'm just, it just irritates me just slightly because Hobby Lobby also pulled out all their Spellbinders products, and I'm just frustrated about it. Just being really frank with you. I have some big news coming soon, and I was kind of hoping that Hobby Lobby would sell Spellbinders products, but they haven't for a long time now. I know this is not news to most of you, but I think that is super lame, so just saying. Okay, E31 is coming up next. I have kind of like an idea of blending this up. Whoa, this one is also super juicy. Which reminds me, I was going to say before, I did not get my Copic markers at Hobby Lobby like I have in the past because they pulled them out and have their own brand, which, don't know about that. We'll see if that's any good, but after investing, and I was gifted a lot of Copic markers for Christmas one year, I am not really interested in trying out a new brand of marker because I feel like I have invested my blood, sweat, and tears into these. So there's that. You know, I think for the center of the flowers, I'm going to go dark. So I think I'm going to do this one, which is Dark Bark. E49. Yes, this is perfect. This is giving me fall vibes. Okay. To finish off my piece here, I think I'm going to take my blending brush that has some vintage photo still on it, I'm sure, from a project I did recently, and just kind of brush the edges a little just to give it that vintage look, like I said. And I think the first person I saw doing this with vintage photo on the edges was Desiree. Oh man, I can't remember her channel name. I will link it in the description because I feel like she has been such a huge influence to me. I've never reached out to her, but I loved watching her videos before I was a content creator, and now I don't have a whole lot of time to watch a lot of videos, but I try. Anyway, I really liked this look of just adding this vintage photo brown to the white areas, and it just gives this like finished look, which I think is so fun. I'm definitely going to add some dimension to the back of this just to give it a bit of a pop because I love dimension, and I think that this card would look really great with some dimension on it. So I'm going to use some of my leftover foam squares and leftover in between pieces of my foam squares and just pop this image up quite a bit. Overall, I am so happy that I went ahead with the neutral tones for this card because I just am really liking the results, and typically I lean toward the cool tone colors of the green, purple, pink, blues, but this is really fun. Who knew that brown could be so pretty? To add on my sentiment, I'm going to use just a teeny bit of liquid glue and my reverse tweezers just to make sure that my placement is just so. The last part for this card, the last thing I'm going to add for this card is just some embellishments. I'm going to use the Fashion Taupe, which are just a beautiful kind of like a champagne color, which is just so pretty, and I think it looks really good with the color palette that I have going on this card. Now I have finished this card. I really do love it. It's definitely my favorite of the bunch. Now the rest of the cards here are a little different, so just hang in there with me. We have this one, which I colored with colored pencils and just stamped it right on to some white paper and matted it with purple. I thought that was super fun to color this morning. And now the rest of these, I made a note card set. So I'm just going to show you all of them kind of fanned out like this, and then I will go through each one. But I did every color of the rainbow, and like I said, I let the stamp do the work. So I have a red, an orange, a yellow, green, blue, purple, and a brown, and for whatever reason the brown paper just absorbed the ink in a really kind of fuzzy way, and it just kind of gave this, like I said, vintage look to it. And I do love all of these for different reasons. I think I do need to add color to this one, so I will add color to it, just not today. But this whole note card set, I think I'm going to go ahead, wrap some ribbon around it, and give it as a gift, because they all say a little message to say. And I have a few teacher friends that would love to have note cards easy on hand. So I think I'm actually going to give these as a back to school gift to one of my teacher friends, but don't tell her. Anyway, I hope you've loved today's video, and I hope that you get to craft soon if you are going to sign up for this stamp and coordinating die. Make sure that you do that before the 27th of the month. So if you have any questions about club membership, please let me know in the comments. I would love to help you. I also have a Q&A link that Spellbinders has put together that answers a ton of questions. So if you really have any questions that aren't answered there, or if you still are stuck after looking at that, please let me know. I love to help people. This is kind of like the whole point of being an influencer, is to influence you to use these products and to show you what I'm making. And I love this. So thank you for subscribing and supporting my channel. It really does help me quite a bit, and I'm just so thankful for everyone who has supported me on this journey of crafting in general, being an influencer, for whatever that means to you. To me, it means I get to make cards with my friends online. So I really do love it, and I hope that you are inspired in some way. There you have it. I hope you're having a great start to your month, and happy August, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.